Good morning, everybody. Well, it's morning here. We're in Idaho, Coeur d'Alene, or however you say that. A little bit of drizzle. Got to get the heck out of here. We're going to Glacier. But I wanted to show you something about the propane tanks because it's going to get cold and you need to use your furnace and live in luxury and have heat. Let me show you some things that I think will help you with your propane tanks and how to measure and know exactly how much fuel you have in your tank. Let's look at it. So pardon my tanks, they're a little dirty. In fact, I'm gonna clean them. I always clean my tanks when I fill them, clean them both. But you can see that I've written left and right on there, and you'll see why in just a second. Let's take a look. So this is what I want to show you. You can see that's on the bottom of the tank, and this is simply a magnet. Pops right off, and it measures how much fuel you have in your tank. So it goes on your app. Let me show you what that looks like. The app is really simple. I mean, you can look at it and tell exactly how much propane you have in the tank. You also can enlarge it, but the element that you want to pay attention to here are the 3 stars that are above the center of the tank. This tells you the position of the sensor on the bottom of the tank. If it's off, you can move it around, go through these screens, and then click OK after you have repositioned it. Then just simply check back and see if the reading is correct. Once it's centered, in this particular case, you can see that this particular tank has 3 stars. It can't get any better than that. So again, just open the app, move the sensor around. You can see it moving around. Hit OK, and then you will know if you have positioned that sensor perfectly. At any given time, you can check out the larger image of it, and at any given time, you can see them both at the same time. So back to Mopica. So take this bad boy, and we're just gonna simply stick it back on the bottom. Now, something I did not show you is it has where the black is there, it has a little bit of clear. You can use Vaseline, and it helps read the tank level more accurately. So that's what that little rubber thing on the bottom is for. So you can put a little grease or Vaseline's fine, it'll work. Okay, so there you go. So hey, I want to show you one more thing. On the bottom of the propane tank, let me get my camera straight. We took a round gasket, used some super duper glue, and I don't know why Airstream doesn't do this. And then we put this little grommet in the tank so that you just don't want to cut the cables that in the lines that go down in here, and that grommet will help protect those. Okay, so I have put that back in, and you can kind of see how the grommet protects this fitting right here. You don't want to cut that wire. Pretty simple to do, takes a few minutes. Okay, tighten her down. You always want to make sure these little notches are hanging onto the tanks, otherwise this doesn't really work. And she's all nice and tight. And we recommend turning off the propanes while you're traveling. Some laws require it. Bing, bang, boom. That's all there is to it. Well, it's a brand new day and it's fixing to get wild. Winnie and I stopped at Pete's farm dispensary. We're gonna get us a little weed in Oregon. You know, it's a recreational drug here. No, I'm kidding. We're just stopped to hit the restroom, check on things. Well, we're out here. Gonna walk the jetty today. Everything in Oregon is beautiful. Taking a little walk up to the lighthouse in Hasida.
It's the oldest lighthouse. I don't know if it's in the country, but it's the last of a wooden structured lighthouse.
Wow. Tillamook. You familiar with that ice cream? We're gonna give you a quick tour of the place.
What is this? We haven't eaten all day,
Very
so
busy.
we're gonna get some ice cream.
Standing on a picnic table, Wendy said people eat up there.
And what'd you say?
And I said, I don't care. Wendy's always trailing ahead of me. She doesn't wait for me. When I video, she just keeps, oh my gosh. She just keeps walking or running. So this is quite the facility. If you can't get lunch, buy ice cream. Oh, this place is like a giant Starbucks. Clothing, plenty of candy, fudge. It's kind of like a sophisticated Buc-ee's. So the ice cream line's longer than the food line. Well, we left the ice cream shop and found ourselves in the beautiful coastal town of Astoria. Great architecture, shops, restaurants, just all sorts of things to see. And it sat on the Columbia River that separates Oregon and Washington. It was just absolutely beautiful. Well, Wendy and I have found ourselves, what's this place called? The Column? So this is a very cool place. And we're gonna go up on the Column in a minute. So that's where we're going tomorrow. I don't know if you can see Mount Rainier with snow on it in the background. 14,470 feet, if I remember right. Well, Wendy, we just toured the Column. 1 to 10, what would you give it?
10.
Yeah, that was pretty spectacular.
Anything you can't just readily do at home, you should give it a 10.
That's true. I give it a good rating. 9.375.
Wow.
So this is John, and obviously John plays the bagpipes, but I had to tell you this story. We're coming up the hill, we pass you, Wendy says, Tim, there's a man on the hill with a long rifle. Wow. And she said, I saw the stock, the scope, the long barrel. So we get all the way up to the Column. I said, well, let's turn around and just make sure. We come down and you're playing the bagpipe. So we go, okay, that's stupid.
So I started when I was young. My grandmother was from Scotland, and my mother, in kind of when I was looking for an instrument, I don't know if she subliminally suggested it, but it was one of those things where it was on offer.
Sort of gravitated to it.
Yeah, so I started playing and hearing.
So what's
here,
this instrument cost, if you don't mind me asking?
This particular Bagpipe would probably be in the 5,000
Wow.
range. Yeah, 3 to 5, probably 5. It's a very, very, it's kind of the...
Well, did you buy it new?
No, this is from either the 20s,
Oh,
30s,
wow.
or the 40s. It's a very coveted maker named Peter Henderson. So
Wow.
if anybody who knows bagpipes will go, oh, it's Henderson's nickel and ivory
Wow.
classic.
Wow.
But what you're hearing is you're
Wow.
hearing the tone come from here. You're hearing that steady sound. That's the drone.
Right.
And then you're hearing the melody come from here.
Gotcha.
Flatter.
I got to ask for one quick request if you can do it.
Sure.
If you can, it's okay. Favorite hymn for me is Amazing Grace on a bagpipe.
Sure, no problem.
Yeah. Play this at my funeral. Well, I guess you will never guess where we're going today. Today we are going to...
Glacier National Park in Montana.
That's right, we got 2 hours and 48 minutes. We're gonna meet some people there that we just got introduced to. Gonna sit around the campfire. Low tonight is 33.
That Cody.
So I'm glad we brought our heated hose. I doubt we're gonna need it for anything freezing. But man, the scenery is just absolutely changed. We are in Montana. What'd you say?
It just changed.
It did. It just, I mean, like when you rolled into Troy, just wow, fantastic. So here we go, Glacier National Park.
Whoop, whoop.